So things aren't going exactly as you had planned, right? Things are changing. Your goals seem further and further away. Every day seems a little bit harder than the one before. And it just seems like your whole world is tumbling on top of itself. Well, as entrepreneurs, business owners, or even career-driven people, we all have these moments. And I like to consider these seasons of change. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can actually be a great thing for your life if you look at it in the right way. And so today, I want to give you 3 things that can help you get through your season of change. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's video where we're going to be talking about a season of change. Now, if you're like me, I've been through a ton of these season of changes where I feel like my whole world is coming apart and how am I ever going to dig myself out of this hole? And you've probably been through things like this in the past, maybe even going through one right now, or if not, you will at some point in the future as an entrepreneur, a business person, or even a career-driven person. You are going to eventually have one of these season of changes. And it can be gut-wrenching. You know, you get in these moments where you just feel like everything around you is just falling on top of you. You can barely breathe. You are suffocating because everything that you thought you had going in a good direction and everything you were set on your goals and you're moving in a direction, but it just isn't working out. Well, this does not have to be a bad thing. I need you to look at this as a good thing because if things are tumbling around you, typically there's something in there that needs to be fixed or adjusted. And it could be as simple as your goals. You know, maybe your goals aren't aligned with what you actually truly want. And so that's why, you know, if you go back and look at some of our previous videos, and I'll put a link up here at the top that actually goes over the 3 questions that you should ask yourself every time you start thinking about your goals to make sure that you're set on the right path. So look, we all go through these seasons of change. And for me, I remember exactly what my biggest season of change, when I felt like the storms were rolling in and I didn't know what to do and things were going crazy. And that was back in the day before I even got into real estate. I knew eventually I wanted to get into real estate, but prior to this, I actually had several fitness businesses where I was selling supplements and equipment. I was doing personal training. My wife was involved, girlfriend at the time, and she was doing nutrition for me as well as part of that business. And we just had so many different avenues going with the fitness business, and that was how we made money. And we thought that was our goal, is we want to have these big, huge fitness empires of, you know, having gyms and doing nutrition and doing all these things to help people have fit and healthy bodies. Well, I reached, or should I say we reached, a season of change at some point some years ago that it just felt like it was all crumbling. There weren't sales coming in online. It was hard to get people to buy personal training. You know, it just was very difficult. There was a lot of competition in the market. And, you know, we start to realize real quick that, you know, maybe the fitness businesses isn't really where we need to be at. And so this season of change, even though it was a hard period of time for us to go through, because remember, we spent years building these fitness businesses, just like any one of you entrepreneurs out there have probably spent, you know, a lot of time, effort, and money to build these businesses. It's hard to get to this point and have to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I think it's time to cut it and time to change to something else. And that's exactly what happened to us in the season of change. And that's why I say a season of change may not be a bad thing, because we decided to cut out the fitness businesses and jump full force into real estate and building our real estate empire, building our wealth through rental properties, flip properties, whatever we can get our hands on real estate wise to make money, becoming a real estate agent, you know, working with buyers and sellers. All of these different things just became a lot more exciting to us and also had a lot more benefit to build to our ultimate goal, which was having financial freedom. And so these season of changes can actually turn into a great thing for your life if you're willing to let it. But the 3 things that we're going to talk about here today are going to help you in whatever you're dealing with in your life, in your season of change, to get the most out of that season of change, to make sure you either restructure what you're working on in the right way, Or you completely scrub it like we did for the fitness businesses and you move in a different direction that is more in line with your goals, your ultimate goals, and what you want to accomplish and what's best for you and your life. And so today I want to give you 3 easy steps or 3 easy tricks that can help you in your season of change. If your business is suffering, if something in your personal life, maybe your health and fitness isn't going well, maybe your spiritual life isn't going well, maybe it's your career, maybe it's, even just having fun, you like playing guitar or doing all these different activities and, that's not going well either. Maybe you got relationships that are going down in the tubes. These things happen in every category of life. It doesn't have to be just business. We have these seasons of change that we got to step back and we got to start reevaluating and resetting our goals. And so I want to break those down into 3 big steps there, 3 big tricks that you can easily accomplish. With the number 1, like I just said, is take a step back. So if you get in this moment and things are bubbling up all over the place and it seems like you can't catch your breath, you need to step out of there. Get some quiet time. It might be, an hour, might be a day, might be a week, it might be months that you have to do this. Take a step back, take a breath, become outside looking in, so that way you're looking in at your business or whatever the problem might be, and you can really see from the outside and get an idea of, hey, where are the problems at? What are the issues? What are the things I really need to adjust or change or pay attention to? So now number 2 is I want you to reevaluate those goals. So whatever your goals were that got you to this season of change, wherever you're at now, obviously something ain't working, so you need to reevaluate your goals, your strategies, your plan of action, and what you're trying to accomplish, or what do you want to accomplish. So you take that step back, number 1. Number 2, you start to reevaluate. And you say, okay, let me take a good look at this and what can I change now? What needs to change in order for me to move forward? Because I don't want to move backward. I want to move forward in a positive direction. And, sometimes moving forward in a positive direction might mean ending that relationship or ending that business or ending that workout routine or whatever it might be. Sometimes you don't go back. And that's what happened to me with my fitness businesses, for example. We came to that season of change in my fitness businesses, and I just had to say, hey, I'm cutting it. I can't go back. I had to let it go. And part of my reevaluation, I came to that conclusion. Now, moving to number 3, this is the part where you need to set new goals, a new plan, a new strategy. And again, this could either be going back to what you were doing before, whether it's a business, whatever you're working on, and making changes and reevaluating those goals and plans, or it could be in a case like in my fitness business, when I hit that crossroads and said, hey, I got to cut you out, fitness business, and go to something else. I was able to realign my goals and realize that, hey, I had really been doing fitness that whole time, with doing real estate in the background with the hopes of eventually having a bigger real estate business or career. And so now in this season of change, the fitness businesses reached a point that they weren't really working. So why not realign my goals and plan of action and strategies to go more toward the real estate businesses, which is what I ultimately wanted to do anyway. And so that season of change, you could see, actually ended up being a great thing for me because it allowed me to really just cut the fitness businesses out and move on to the next thing that was going to make me more money, make me happier, and really be my true goals of what I was trying to accomplish. And so don't be afraid. Whatever it is, if it ain't working, take it behind the barn, shoot it, reevaluate your goals, and move on to the next thing, because really right over the horizon could be such beautiful, great things for yourself, your life, your business, your family. You just have to be willing to make those changes. And when you get to those season of changes and the storms are rolling in and you just feel like it's terrible times and you don't know what to do, these 3 easy steps will help guide you into either restructuring what you're working on or cutting it out completely and moving on to the next best thing to really get to your ultimate goal. And so just remember, if you get into this season of change, number 1, I need you to take a big step back. Take a step back, get out of whatever you're dealing with, and really take an outside looking in approach. Number 2, use that time when you step back to reevaluate. So step 2 is reevaluate everything that you're doing and see if it's just something that you can tweak or make small changes to get to where you want to be. Now, next, going into step number 3, you need to set a new plan of action, whether it's for whatever old goals and plans you were doing, or cut out whatever the riffraff was before and start a new set of plans and goals and moving in that direction. And if you're able to do those 3 easy steps, so number 1, take a step back. Number 2, reevaluate. And number 3, set a new plan, a new goal, a new set of action steps for yourself to get to where you want to be, where you are going to find true happiness. So, because just remember, just like I did with the fitness businesses, my happiness was not tied to the fitness businesses. My happiness is really tied to having financial freedom, building wealth and having financial freedom. And it didn't matter to me what the vehicle was, whether it's fitness or real estate, or it could be something else. The goal, the ultimate goal, was to get to financial freedom. And so if I'm doing fitness and that isn't working, let's cut it and let's do something else, which I had more of an interest in real estate anyway. So why not jump into real estate, which also has been proven to make more people wealthy than any other thing in the world. And so to me, that just made more sense to, hey, this is a good time. This is a season of change. The fitness isn't working. Let me go ahead and dive full force into real estate and really get to my ultimate goal of getting financial freedom. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you use these 3 steps to evaluate whatever season of change you're going on in your life. And look, I know these seasons can be tough, they can be terrible, they can be hard to deal with for yourself, your family, friends, everybody that's involved, everybody in your business. So if you need anything, please don't be afraid to reach out to me. Leave a comment below. Let me know how I can help you out. Send me a private message. If you know somebody else that's dealing with a season of change, please go ahead and share this video with them. I'm sure it would help them out as well with whatever they're dealing with. And as always, just continue to go out there and build your empire. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure you give me a big old thumbs up down there. Ring that little notification bell so you can get new videos in your inbox every time I post one. And as always, just continue to get out there and build your empire.